Hello, I believe I am live. I'm recording this. My name is Carla Holden from Her Business Boutique, and I'm recording this first video for the Get 5 Clients in 30 Days Challenge. Yay! Okay, yes. If you want to just write in the chat box that you can hear me. I see a few people are in the room. And welcome, ladies. Happy to have you here. Really excited to get started with you. And today's training, it's going to be about 20 minutes. I'm going to try to keep these videos each week pretty short. There's a workbook that was sent out in the email this morning, so just make sure that you download that workbook because it's going to go in depth about how you're going to define your target market and how you're going to create your first offer, or at least the offer that you're going to use for the next 30 days of this challenge. So if you can just chat and let me know that you can hear me okay, and then I'm going to go into screen share mode. So let me know. Hi, Heather. Hi, Sheila. Hi, Dr. Judy. Let me see if the chat thing is working. I think there's always a little bit of a delay with Webinar Jam, so I'll just give it a minute. It's day 1 of the challenge. It's April 1st, April Fool's Day. And I know for some of you who are in the UK, it's much later in the day, and some of you who are in Australia, it's already the 2nd of April, but whatever day it is, just dive in with the challenge. There's going to be some wiggle room here, but I'm just going to show you step by step what you're going to be doing for the next month. Let's see if anyone has chimed in, if you can hear me. Oh, enable chat box. There you are. Okay. Hi, Judy. Hi, Sheila. Thanks, ladies. All right. So I'm going to do my screen share and get started. And then if you have any questions, you can just pop them into the chat box and I'll answer them. Thank you, Heather. I'll answer any questions that you have at the end, and let's get started. Screen share. Entire screen. So I'm in Los Angeles, California. You might hear some background noise. I live in Hollywood. And I'm shooting this from my house, so I just heard a loud motorcycle. That's why I said that. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put this into, all right, here we are. Hide that one more time. So, hello and welcome again to the Get 5 Clients in 30 Days Fearless Business Breakthrough Challenge. So excited to have you ladies here and participating. At this point, we have over 600 women who are signed on for this challenge. So it's like far surpassed what I even imagined when I thought this thing up a week ago. So yeah, I'm just really thrilled and excited, and I'm here to support you throughout the next month in any way possible. In today's email I sent out, I also said that if you want to get an accountability partner, to just shoot me an email. So if you missed that, email me, carla@herbusinessboutique.com, and just say, yes, please. Yes, I want an accountability partner. And I'm going to be pairing you up with someone over the next, should take me, hopefully I can get it done within the next 24 hours. So that's just a little bit of housekeeping. All right. So that's me. My name is Carla Holden from herbusinessboutique.com, and I'm really excited to share this training with you today. This first video will walk you through step 1 of my 3-step training for my 100 connections formula to help you start getting out there and getting clients consistently. So once you go through this, you'll be ready to start week 1 of the challenge, which starts today, April 1st. And there is a workbook, so just make sure that you download that workbook. You can print it out. I suggest printing it out. I like to do that. That way you can just kind of mark it up and go through it. If not, at least get a notebook for this challenge. So if you can, go ahead and grab a notebook now or something to take notes with. And yeah, before we dive into the nitty gritty, I just want to talk about the fearless part of this challenge and why it's key, and how having the right mindset while you work your way through this challenge and through the assignments each week are what's really going to make this challenge work for you. So going beyond your comfort zone in order to create new outcomes and new results in your life, that's really what this challenge is about. So one of my mentors has this saying, her name's Dr. Pat Allen. She's awesome. This is her saying. The only way you know you love yourself or anybody else is by the commitments you are willing to make and keep. So I love that, because really what it's saying is make a decision and a commitment to yourself that you are going to take action and do the things that are within your control. So the outcome is to get 5 clients. That's the outcome that we want at the end of these 30 days. But the outcome, we don't actually control any outcome. So, but we do control the thoughts in our heads, and we do control the thoughts in our head, and we do control the actions that we take. So for the next 30 days, I want you to make a decision and a commitment to yourself that you are going to take action. We're going to let go of the results. And yes, it is about getting out there and getting clients, but you don't control people. We want to just focus on those actions that you can control and the ones that you can take day in and day out consistently. So that's what I want you to just start with, is making that decision and commitment to yourself. Yeah, and that's the first foundational part, making that decision, making that commitment that you are going to put yourself out there and take action and do your part and surrender the results and the outcome. So that leads me to the first question. All right. If you were totally unafraid, what have you been holding back on doing that you know could grow your business? So we all have things that we know we could be doing, and oftentimes fear stops us. It can be disguised as procrastination, indecision, doubt, hesitancy. But I just want you to really ask yourself, if I were totally unafraid, what kind of actions would I be taking in my business? So this is going to be your fearless list, and I'll tell you what you're going to do with this list a little bit later. But maybe you would speak up in social media groups. If you have been silent in Facebook groups or you're afraid to post, that might be one of the things that you do. Maybe you would host a launch party for your business and really tell your family and friends what it is that you're up to. Yeah, you might even ask your friends to promote your new offering or your business, the people who love you most. You might ask them to share it with their community. Maybe you would ask for the sale. Maybe you've been holding back on actually making an offer or asking people to work with you. Videos. A lot of people are afraid to make videos. I totally get that. But if you were totally unafraid, maybe you'd be posting videos, doing a video blog, sharing some of your wisdom, expertise, and knowledge through video. Start speaking locally. That is a big one too, that a lot of people are afraid of, to get out there and to start speaking. Maybe you would host a webinar or a teleclass, kind of like this one that I'm doing right here, right now. So I started doing webinars about, I'd say 8 months ago, when I started Her Business Boutique. And I loved them. It was so much fun. I mean, I didn't have a ton of people attending, but it was a fun way for me to practice speaking. Speaking in public has been one of those things that I've always been afraid of, but once I started doing it, I started getting clients. And the thing is that once you're in front of people as a speaker, you're automatically positioning yourself as an expert because you're in front of a group. So you're automatically the leader. Public speaking, speaking through webinars, through telecalls, that's a really great way to build your business. And maybe that's one of the things that you might want to put on your list. Reach out to the Huffington Post, or some other big name blog or media channel. I just put the Huffington Post because that's something that I did also this last year that had really cool results and outcomes in my business. And if you're a B-schooler and you're in the B-school group, a lot of women followed this prompt that I had laid out of how to submit for the Huffington Post. So if you're interested in doing something like that for your own challenge, just send me an email. I'll show you how to do it step by step, how you can send a submission to the Huffington Post. Okay, so yes, ask yourself that question. What have you been holding back on doing that you know could grow your business? Write out your fearless actions list, okay? So just take note, look at this list that I've created. Any of these things, all of these things, whatever makes you feel nervous or scared, I want you to write that down because you're gonna do it. Okay, so this is one of my favorite old proverbial sayings. She is clothed in strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. So I love this quote because or this passage so much because it instantly elicits a feeling when I read these specific words. So you can really just get the sense of a woman who is so anchored in her own confidence and self-worth that she has a really light heart and an easy way of going through life. So this quote really defines who we as women are at our core. And it's just a really beautiful space to live in general in your life, but especially when it comes to your business, to have that lightheartedness, strength, and dignity, and to know that you can walk through this process of self-promotion and marketing and sales and all those new skills that we develop as we become entrepreneurs. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you because I think that's a really beautiful passage to be anchored in as you get ready to go out there and do these new things in your biz. So here's another question for you. These are just some of the foundational mindset pieces, again, that I want you to kind of use as you're going through the next 30 days. This is one of my favorite questions. It's by Steven Pressfield. He is the author of I always get this mixed up, The War of Art. No, The Art of War. It's one of those, I don't know. He is also the author of another book called Turning Pro. Really great books, but he asked this great question. What if you were the absolute best at what you do? How would you treat yourself and how would you treat your business? So I love asking these really powerful questions because when you ask yourself powerful questions, you automatically elicit really great answers from your subconscious mind. So this is another one I just want you to write out. If you were the absolute best at what you do in your industry, in your field, how would you treat yourself? How would you treat your business? How would you make decisions if you were already operating at the level of success that you desire? So I really just want you to imagine yourself as that successful businesswoman that you want to be, and channel that energy. So it's really about painting a picture of someone who is so confident and fearless, and just knowing that there are people out there who need what you've got and would be happy to hire you to support them or to help them using your services. Yes, in order to find them, you have to put yourself out there and connect with real human beings. But this question, how does your 6 or 7 figure self think, speak, act, dress, behave? Who does she spend time with? What are her morning rituals? Really like asking yourself, how does she make decisions in her business and what kind of actions does she take? So that wise inner business woman, she lives inside of you and she has access to the answers that will help you take your business to that level. So it's a really great place to come from if you can just tap into that place of acting as if you already are that successful businesswoman that you want to be. So okay, now we're going to get into the 100 Connections formula and why it works. One other thing before I go on to this about doing that writing about who you would be as that successful 6-figure businesswoman and how she makes decisions and what kind of action she takes. Another little tip or another thing that I like to do personally and that I also have my clients do is you can create like an archetype, sort of like a power woman. And it can be someone who is in the public eye. It can be someone from pop culture or from movies or from art. It can be someone that you know up close. So I like to use different women. So you can use someone throughout history, or you can use someone who's very public figure like an Oprah. Or you can also use someone like a Lady Gaga. I like to think, Lady Gaga, she's so out there on the leading cutting edge, doing all kinds of crazy things and just being a total individual. I mean, the amount of braveness and confidence it takes to be out there in the public eye, just being yourself and doing what you want to do, that takes so much courage. So I like to tap into that energy of, okay, how does she carry herself? How does she act in her life and in her business? And sometimes that just helps to really elicit a certain type of state and physiology. So you can also use that when you're going to be putting yourself out there over the next 30 days for this challenge. Okay. So 100 Connections formula and why it works. Because energy out equals energy in. And so you're going to be putting out a lot of energy out into the world. And energy starts to come back. And also we're going to be combining online and offline marketing. So you being out and about in your community, talking to people, if you want to host a local event, speaking, that's offline marketing. Online marketing is social media. Maybe you want to do Facebook ads, anything to use the internet or your email list, anything to use the internet to promote your business and your services. 100 Connections Formula also is a personal growth vehicle, because you're going to have to be out there talking about yourself, your business, yes, and again, self-promotion. It busts you out of compare and despair and gets you into powerful action. So it's really easy when we're building these online businesses we're at our computers, we're behind a laptop. It's easy to watch what everyone else is doing and just feel like, oh, I'm so far behind, or why are they doing it? I'm not doing it. We're gonna bust out of that and just focus again on what are the actions I can take each day to move my business forward. And business is a numbers game. So the more people that you connect with on a consistent basis, the more that is just naturally going to lead to paying clients and customers. Okay, and especially if you're brand new and you want to get your first paying client. So this is what I did to get my first clients, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. So how it works. Okay, so the basis of the challenge is really about you going out there and personally connecting with 3 to 5 new people a day for the next month. And just think about doing those personal reach outs and really connecting with new people, how that could potentially change your business. So I say 3 to 5 people a day. That gives you a little bit of a leeway, but ultimately it's 5 people a day, 5 days a week. There, that's what it says there. Yeah, okay. 5 days a week, personally reaching out or connecting with 5 new people consistently, 5 days a week. And we already talked about focusing on the action and not the outcomes. Okay, let me just take a sip of water. Okay. Oh yeah, so this is how I went from 0 to 13 clients in less than a month. So I started Her Business Boutique in August of last year. And honestly, this 100 Connections Formula, which is basically just something I did to name it, it's about putting that energy, those energy units out into the world consistently. But I used it when I was a musician. I did these mailings where I would mail out to different agents and managers, even though people were telling me it wasn't gonna work. Oh, don't mail on this day of the week. Don't mail at this time of the year. And I would always get results. I'd get meetings, I'd get bookings, I got my agent that way. So whatever your industry is, just putting yourself out there consistently, you will get all kinds of really cool, magical, random things start happening. And sometimes energy starts coming back in a totally unexpected source than what you were originally putting out there. But it really works from just that universal law of like cause and effect, law of attraction, putting that good energy out and good energy coming back. So when I launched Her Business Boutique, I put a free, it was called a Get Unstuck session. They put out these free sessions on different social media groups. And then I also started a local meetup group. I just started a local meetup group with another woman that I know, and we called it the LA Women's Think and Work Tank. And I started hosting events every single week, sometimes in my living room at my house, sometimes at a local restaurant. But my goal was, oh, and then I made this calendar of local events, and I just started going out and talking to people, and I brought my business cards, and I was scared. I was like practically shaking in the corner, but I remember the first night I went out with my business cards, and I was like, I am going to give these cards out to everyone that I meet and or collect some cards. And my very first client, actually before Her Business Boutique, my very first client ever, I met at a local networking event. And I gave him my card, and he hired me pretty much on the spot and wrote me a check. And I was like, oh, I should have kept that check. I know I had it taped to my wall for a while, but just the act of saying, okay, I'm gonna stop holding myself back and actually get out there, talking to people, connecting with people, sharing what I do. I mean, I had been hiding what I was doing from family, from friends, because I didn't know how to articulate it. So we're gonna also go through that, how you can clearly articulate what it is you do, how you help these people, and help you create your first offer if you're brand new. Yeah, I guess I'm right now really speaking to that new entrepreneur, but this works at any stage of your business. So putting that out there though, on social media and going to these events, I literally kickstarted my business with coaching and with doing website design. So that's how her business boutique started back in August of 2014. Yeah, we're in 2015. Okay. So the 4 things you must have when you are an entrepreneur. Really, it doesn't matter if you're starting out or what stage you're at. These are just things that you're going to need over the life of your business. 1, a commitment to taking action in spite of fear. So just making that decision and commitment to yourself that you are willing to take action even when you're scared. That's huge. That alone, worth its weight in gold. Number 2, you have to have an offer that people want to buy. If you don't have an offer that people are actively wanting to buy, and meaning like you haven't done any target market, any research in the marketplace to see if your offer is a fit for your certain demographic, you need something that people are actively seeking out, a problem they want solved, a dream they want to have come true. Yeah, your offer needs to be right. You also want to be practicing your marketing and sales skills. So whatever your craft is, whether you're a photographer or a stylist or a coach or a consultant, that is your craft. And then the business behind your business is marketing and being okay with sales, asking for the sale, being comfortable with that exchange of money for energy. So practicing your marketing skills, which is everything from copywriting and just clearly communicating what it is that you do, and your sales skills. Again, also it's all about communication and connection. Those 2 skills will really serve you throughout the life of your business. So even if you want to shy away from them for the next month, just be willing to practice your marketing and your sales skills. And the 4th thing you need is confidence in what you do. So again, whatever you are, a stylist, a photographer, a coach, you want to have that confidence in your craft, in your trade, in your expertise. And again, speaking to people who are new, or maybe you're rebranding and starting a new, starting a new place in your business, everyone starts from square one, from that ground zero place. And you build confidence through action and through engagement and through talking to people and actually getting a chance to work with clients. So it's okay if you are feeling like you don't have that confidence yet. You're going to get it by actually working with people. So that's my intention for you, is to really actually get you working with clients so that you can do your skill, the thing that you love to do, the thing that you're passionate about. And in order to do that, you do also want to be practicing those marketing and sales skills. So they all kind of fit together, all of these 4 must-haves. Okay, so your challenge, should you choose to accept it, I think that's from James Bond, is to personally reach out to 5 new people a day over the next 30 days. 5 days a week. So you get a couple days off. And like I said, you could also do 3 people a day, 7 days a week. I'm going to be doing this challenge with you. So 5 new people a day, 5 days a week. And remember, it is a challenge. So this is something that you want to set as a priority, and you want to schedule out that 1 hour a day to do these reach outs, to find these people. I mean, really, as long as you're out there living life, you're going to come across people. If you work at a cafe, get out of your house. Don't work at home all the time. Like, go work at a cafe for an hour. Talk to the women at your local yoga class. Just being out and about, that's another way to reach those new people. So the goal is to make 100 personal connections over the next 30 days. So that means personal reach outs. Not everyone is going to respond. Some people you're going to be sending emails to from social media that you might find online. That's okay. It's not about what the outcome is or what those people's response is. It's really about you just putting that energy out there. Okay, I need more water. I'm getting so excited. Okay, so that's your goal, really. 100 personal connections over the next 30 days. The outcome is the 5 clients, but your goal, your action goal, is to do the 100 personal reach outs over the next 30 days. That's it. You do that, A++. And if you can't do 5 people a day, do 3. If you can't do 3, do 1, but just do something every single day that puts energy out from your business. Yes, you can reach out to industry leaders. You can do customer interviews, collaborations. You can reach out to potential clients. can be guest blogging, about being interviewed, speaking engagements through social media. There is a plethora of ways to find people. Billions of people on the planet. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. So you can find them for sure. And look at the workbook because we go over all of this. So yes, she who dares wins. Just another little inspirational quote for you, to be daring and to be bold. So again, a general overview of what the challenge is about. I've really touched on a lot of these things already, but this first week is about getting clarity. So that workbook is going to walk you through the process that I want you to take to get clear on your target market and to do some market research by talking to people, by actually talking to people and asking them what is it that they want, running your offer past them, things like that. You're also going to create an offer. So this first week, you are going to create an offer. You can create 2 offers, which I talk about in the workbook. You can create a teeny tiny offer, and you can create a more comprehensive package. All of it's in the workbook, so I won't go too into it. Yeah. The heart of this challenge is making connections and building relationships. So for example, in January of this year, I'd say my list specifically for her business boutique, I have a list from my former business, but my list for her business boutique was at about 103. I think my goal for January was to get over the 100 mark, and I pushed myself a little bit over the holidays and got to 103. You don't need a huge list, but what I do with my mailing list, I send personal emails to each person who signs up. At that point, I was doing that. And with those 100 people, I mean, I took my business to, you know, consistently making that 5K to 6K a month mark. And that was with a teeny tiny list of 100 people. But I made personal relationships as much as possible. Not everyone responds, but I really did reach out to those people. And if their email address was something at a website, I would go to their website and look at their website and give them some feedback or offer to hop on the phone with them to help them. Things like that, making connections and building relationships, putting that energy out there, delivering value, and being of service. So just having that mindset that you have a gift or a skill that you want to share with the world and you're out there to be of service, that just changes everything, because all of a sudden you're not thinking about yourself. You're thinking about the people out there who need your help. And there are so many people out there who need your help. So you want to show up for those people and to get out there and to be of service. So if anyone raises their hand and gets on your list, it's usually because they do want your help. And even if you don't have a list, if you're in social media groups and you see people posting questions, you can go on there for 20 minutes a day and answer questions or help them or lead them to a resource, a free resource or something that you love to use. Things like that. Just having the mindset of being of service can totally change and transform your business. Okay, also, over the month, it's about having conversations. So that does require you to get visible and vulnerable. And that goes back to the marketing and sales skills that we're going to be practicing. And I'm pairing you up with accountability partners so you can have that as a safe space to practice in. But ultimately, yes, you're going to have to get out there and talk to people and ask them to have conversations with you. And even be comfortable enough to, or be willing, at least be willing to ask them to work with you, which means that you're going to be stretching out of your comfort zone. Yeah, and making that offer. All right, so the first step is all about getting clarity. And a lot of times when we are in business, we try to figure things out in our head. Like, what is it that they want? Just want to figure it out by myself in my room alone. No, that's not going to work. You have to get out there and you have to talk to people and you have to test and try and just be willing to, you know, even fail fast. Just be willing to really talk to people and connect and see what it is that they want. So this first step, these questions, these are a few questions you can ask yourself to get clarity. Again, they're all in the workbook and I go through them. So what do you love to do? What is your skill or your trade? And also just what lights you up and what do you love to do more than anything? So I love to teach. I love connecting with women. I love inspiring and encouraging women to step out of their comfort zones. Who do you love to help? Who do you love to help? So for example, I love to help women. You might love to help children, men, women, maybe baby boomers or people who are retired. Who do you love to help and who would you love to work with? How can you help someone get what they want? So using your skills, your trade set, whatever it is that you do, how can you help someone get what they want? Which means you have to ask them. Okay, this is just sort of a mindset or a way to frame things. This is something I heard from Holistic MBA. It's called, they say everyone is tuned to the station of WIIFM, what's in it for me? So you really want to think of your client or your customer, the person that you want to buy from you, and make it about them, because ultimately they're hiring you because they want either a transformation to take place or they want help with something. If you're a service-based entrepreneur, I'm guessing that people are hiring you because they need help and support in some specific area of their life. So you want to make it really clear what's in it for them. What do they get when they work with you? And why do they need or really want what it is that you're selling? So all of these questions, you can just sort of do some writing on. What do they need or really want? Why do they need or really want what it is that you're selling? And what specific problem can you solve in your specific marketplace? And then your story. So your story is oftentimes going to be a piece of your brand and what it is that you're doing out in the marketplace. So for example, with me, starting this business, actually starting my first online business, it was about 20 months ago. And yeah, the first 8 months of my business, I made no money. I was tinkering with my website. I was writing copy. I was sending a newsletter to like 12 people who, all who I knew. They were my best girlfriends. And I was wondering, like, why am I not making any money? But I was totally holding myself back from fear. So that's a big part of my story, and it's a big part of my message. And I know I'm not the only one out there. So that's why I create something like Get 5 Clients in 30 Days Fearless Business Breakthrough Challenge. It really ties in with my personal story. So see how your personal story can influence and impact your offerings, your branding, your message, your marketing message, and all of that. Okay, so how do you find out what it is that people want? You're gonna ask them, and that's this first week's challenge. You're going to reach out to 25 people this week who could fit your ideal client profile and ask to interview them. So if you are a health coach for new moms, let's say, just as an example, you're going to look in your local community, maybe for Mommy and Me classes. If you're gonna look online, you're gonna look for certain groups, but you're going to actually send personal messages or chat at people in person, and you're going to reach out and ask if you can ask them a few questions. So in the workbook, I have a little script you can use to do these personal reach outs. Yeah, so see the PDF on what questions to ask. People love to give their input. I just sent a personal message like, hey, I'm designing something new and I'd love to get your input. Do you have a few minutes to answer some questions? Be like a 15-minute chat. So you can, ideally you want to get them on the phone. It's better than sending out a survey. You want to actually talk to people and let them do most of the talking, and you just listen and take notes, or if you can record it, even better. But you want to take notes because they're going to give you so much language and information that you can use in writing your copy and designing your packages. You're actually going to have the words of your ideal client. So reach out to people. Not everyone will be a perfect fit, but just get out there and talk to people that you think could potentially be a fit. So I used to do that when I was doing websites. Sometimes it'd be on a blog and someone left a comment, and then I'd click on their name and end up on their website. And I would see some things that they could change to convert it better, even if they were missing something as simple as an opt-in or a freebie. And I would just send them an email and say, hey, I landed on your site through falling down the rabbit hole, and I had some suggestions, if you're open to them, of how you might be able to convert your website better. If you want to hop on the phone for a quick chat, I'd love to talk to you. And simple as that. I got clients that way. So that just gives you an example of the kind of language you can use to reach out to people. Okay, and again, if you have any questions while I'm going over this material, if you're live on the call, you can go ahead and type those into the chat box, and I will answer them when I'm done. I can't see the chat box right now, but yeah. And if you're listening to this later, email me questions, and I'll make sure to address them on the next training next week. Okay. So yes, where to find people to interview and why this works so well. So social media. Facebook, Twitter, chats, even on Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn. Oh my gosh, there's so many different social media channels. So you really want to think, where does your person hang out? YouTube. If you are doing visuals, like if you're an interior designer or a photographer, then your person is probably really hanging out on Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, places where visuals are super important. If you're selling information, then Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. LinkedIn might be more of the corporate side, although everyone, I guess, is on LinkedIn, right? Your newsletter list. So earlier I'd mentioned how I sent out an email to everyone on my newsletter list. Personal email from my personal email address. So not something from your MailChimp or Aweber. Attend local events. Doesn't have to be networking events, but just go to things that you love, that you're interested in, or go places where you think your ideal client could be hanging out and talk to people. Your inner circle. So asking people, hey, do you know anyone who fits this profile? I'm looking to talk to some people this week because I'm designing this new offer. Yes, sending personal emails to those people, any of the people that you find from above, being out and about. And the cool thing about doing interviews is that every person you interview now becomes a potential client or a referral source. So interviewing people is awesome because you're going to get the language of your ideal client specifically out of their mouths. And also all of those people, you can offer them a chance to have a free session with you and, as a gift for doing this interview. You can give them your freebie, give them free content. You can just love on them and give them more value and offer to help them in a deeper way. Okay, so last step, creating packages that sell. And this also is in the workbook. So these are just the broad strokes. So you're going to start with your client's most desired result, outcome, and the end game in mind. What is the #1 result that you can provide for your client? So this challenge is about getting clarity, and it's about creating an offer, and it's about having calls, and there's so many pieces, but I didn't focus on that as the title. I really focused on, okay, what's the end game? What is the outcome and result that I want to help these women achieve? It's getting 5 clients in the next 30 days through putting themselves out there through this 100 connections formula. So that's what I started with. I started with the #1 thing that I think my ideal customer wants, which is to have clients that they can work with so they can do what it is that they love. And then you pick a super hot title. So get 5 clients in 30 days. That's clear. It really tells you. Get 5 clients in 30 days. So again, the PDF will walk you through how to come up with a title. Then you're going to create your packages. So what does it involve if someone's working with you? How many sessions? How long are the sessions? What does someone need in order to really have the result or outcome that it is that you're offering? And then you're going to add even more value. So what else can you add? Where can you put pieces in that are done for you or that make their lives even easier or simpler? Yeah, anywhere where you can do something for your client where it reduces their time or their stress, that is a good thing. And then you're going to pick your pricing. So it really depends where you are. If you are brand new, then you're going to have different pricing than someone who is more experienced. So a lot of people are pricing really high right out the gate. So it's also a confidence thing. It's really whatever you feel comfortable with. But I give some examples in the workbook. All right, it's go time. Wow, that took 40 minutes. Okay. Make your hit list, 25 people you'll reach out to this week, and do one thing from your fearless list. That is your challenge. So I will be doing this challenge right alongside with you. Today's day 1. So I am not going to be doing client interviews, but I am going to be doing some follow-up emails and reaching out to new people. So the client interviews are a starting point. If you are already clear on your target market and you know who you serve, then you could do follow-ups. You can email your list personally, 5 people a day. You can reach out to new people on social media. do a post, plan an event this week, anything like that, just to get some energy out into your business. So make your list, 25 people you reach out to, and do one thing from your fearless list. I'm gonna make videos this week. Yeah, so I've been saying I wanna do more video, and I'm gonna do more video. All right, it's time to get out there. You create your own magic. I think this is the last slide, but I just love it because there's glitter. So it's really, you have everything you need, and now it's just ain't nothing to it but to do it. So I will set you up with an accountability partner, and let me end this slide so you can see if there are any, oops, let me just close this, if there are any questions. Okay, let's see. Alrighty. So, let's see, questions. How do I expand this box? Okay. Okay, so Sheila asked, how do you word your personal email so it doesn't sound like an autoresponder? I've done this before for people that have clicked on my work with me link, but I don't get a response. Okay, so what I do is, I send it from my Gmail address, and in the subject line, I usually say personal email from me, and I put their name like, hey Sheila, personal email from me, and then in parentheses, not from my email list, or personal reach out, something like that. And yeah, not everyone responds, but a good chunk of people do respond, and I'll make sure that the email actually says something specific to them, or ask them some questions like, hey, I wanted to reach out to you personally and see if there's anything that I could help you with in your business. If I can find any information about them online, then I'll mention something. If not, I'll just ask them if they want help with anything. We can hop on the phone, or just email me, and I'm happy to answer any questions. So just give that a try. Sometimes people don't respond, but yeah, you don't want it to sound like an autoresponder, right? And make sure it comes from your personal email address. Okay, Sue also asked, is feel amazing in their skin too general for an end result? Okay, here's a tip for languaging your end result. You want to use the words that your client would be using in her own head. So I think that is something that women would use in their own head. So if someone is struggling with, let's say, their weight or their body image, maybe what they want is to, feel amazing in their skin, feel comfortable in their clothes, not worry about their weight or their body anymore, and to just be free to live their life. So you really want to use the words that people are using inside their head, not what you think they would use, but actually put yourself in their shoes. And yeah, it's the things that we actually think. So I hope that helps answer it. I do think feel amazing in their skin is good. If you want to email me your full statement, I can review it for you. You might be able to get a little bit more specific there for an end result, at least. It is good. Good start. Yay, Heather, I'm excited for you to get started. Yes, okay, cool. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, she was just saying that she actually got that language from past interviews. So if people have said that to you, that they want to feel amazing in their skin, that's exactly what your ideal client wants. They want to feel amazing in their skin. So I do think that that's something that women want, but yay for you for doing client interviews. Okay, any other questions? There's a little bit of a delay, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna end this. Email me if you have questions, download the workbook and get started today. I'll pair you up within about 24 hours with an accountability partner. And yeah, time to get out there. Do the damn thing. All right, ladies, happy to have you. Oh, you know what? I want to close with a quote, actually. Let me just pull this up. So this is a very famous quote by Marianne Williamson. I love this quote. And I'll just end with it today to inspire you as you go forth out into the world. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We're all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. All right, I'll leave you with that, and I'll see you next week. Bye.